So you'd be on the top of the list. Well done. That's because you learned that 8792-842-1637 is the second on the list. Isn't it funny that the numbers come before the names? And of course, we've got a whole lot of people on tonight. 163 as we speak, which is fantastic. Well done to all of you. We're going to get kicked off right now in just a second. Abdul Ruf, thank you for joining as a guest. We've got Adaroju as well. Adrian, I was speaking to Marcia today, I believe. Thank you for attending the call. Adoseda, Andy's here again as always. Eopeju Toyin. Once the Chinese start joining, I'm in trouble. Okay, back to the Barrys and the Bissies or the BCs. Welcome to the call. Bitcoin's here as well. Welcome, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin Grandpa's here as well, and I know who that is. And very welcome to tonight's call. Coach here, Coach Rowley, welcome to the call. David's here, Demola's here. Plenty of people here. I missed some there. Manny's here. Hi, Manny. How are you? Gowie's here. Hatchie's here. Handsome's here. Hanson. Sorry. Hanson. Hanson's in the call. I can't pronounce it. iPhone's here. I know you're here. I wonder, is Samsung here? Let's see, is Samsung here as well? I bet you Nokia. Nokia is gone. Irene's here. Two Irenes. Well done, Irene. Israel's here. James Bond. The James Bond is here. The 007 is in the house as well as John Hibbs. Thanks, John. Thanks for joining as well. At later notice, I just sent him a message 2 minutes ago. Thanks, John, for attending. We've got another John and John John Okabaya's here. John Bones here. John Bones here twice. I don't know how you do that, John. We've got Kate and Kay and Keith and Kevin's here and Kev's here and King's here. And I'm not doing any more. I can't even get through all of these names, and it would be ridiculous to read them all. But the point is, there's a lot of people here, and there's a reason for that. We've just hit 170 people. I think our record is, was it 188 or 190 this week? 170 is fine. I do between 3 and 5 of these every day. You're just on this one. I just finished one at 6 o'clock. We did it into Croatia, Slovenia, and Slovakia. We translated it, so it took twice as long. So I spoke, and then I was translated, and we spoke, and we translated. But I do between 3 and 5 of these a day, and we get through a lot of numbers. We're building momentum, and I'd just like to say to the new people, we're very pleased to have you here. We want to thank you for taking your time to listen to tonight's information. Somebody has thought of you. They thought enough of you to say, you know what?
February
I found something that might be interesting.
2023.
So we've already watched you. You're finished here, guy. So, but that's a great video giving you a 10-year roadmap for what we're going to look at tonight. So let's get started, guys. Thanks again, and we'll get started right now.
Recording in progress.
Thank you so much for attending our Zoom. We're here to look at the Aurum Foundation, fabulous project that we came across earlier this year. Been around for a while, but it was not open to the public. It was designed really for the high net worth individuals, what they call the home family office, the VCs, the venture capitalists. Those type of clients were using this system since 2023. They opened this up to the public, I'm going to say September last year, because their goal was to open an exchange, and they were told, like, if they wanted to build a big community, a big population around that exchange, using this retail model that we're going to show you tonight, that would be a great way to build lots of customers, wallet addresses, token holders. So that was their idea, and the good news is the beta testing for that exchange just launched yesterday. So they're on target. The company launches on the 17th of January next year. What does that tell you? That tells you the timing for you is excellent. You're in before the before. You're in the beginning of something that could potentially be very, very exciting. I don't work for the company. I'm not employed by them. I don't get paid for them. I'm just an independent. I'm here to give you my views, my opinions. I've done a little bit of due diligence myself, but I encourage you to do your own. I'm not here to give you any advice. I'm I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a business coach. I'm not an accountant. I can't give you any advice. I'm just here to share what I've seen around this platform. And you can use this and other information maybe to help you make what I call an informed decision. So with that said, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's find out who's behind this company. That's always important. And I was very pleasantly surprised to note that Mr. Bryan Benson is a stakeholder in this company. But not only that, he is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. Bryan from California, United States, started his career in the bank, and he worked as a trader in Forex, foreign exchange trading for a very reputable bank called Morgan Stanley. And once he left that career, he moved into another big company called Binance. Now, many of you have heard of Binance. It's probably the most successful or well-known, certainly, exchange on the planet. And over there, Bryan did a lot of things, but he became a director in Binance. He worked alongside CZ, the owner at that time. He also worked alongside the present CEO of Binance, called Richard Teng. He's the present CEO. And Bryan's job was to open all of the South American continent. Coming from the United States, he had a big Spanish influence from California. So he went down and opened up the Mexican market for Binance. He opened up Brazilian market, which was massive, Chile, Colombia, Peru, Argentina, big markets. And they onboarded hundreds of thousands of customers, excuse me, and onboarded an awful lot of cryptocurrency, a lot of dollars. So he got a lot of experience in that role. And that's what's important for us, that we have someone that's not their first rodeo, someone that has that experience, but you're also going to find he's someone that is so well connected, he can bring on some fantastic deals for us. And we've already witnessed that. My old throat's going because this is the fourth Zoom I've done today, and I have one more to do tonight. Anyway, I decided to do a quick Google on this gentleman because I'd never heard of him before. I'd heard of Aurum. So I said, oh, let's check him out. So I typed in Bryan, Bryan Benson. I just put the name Binance behind it in case there was lots of Bryan Bensons. And up came the guy all over the place. This was great news. There's a profile here. He's not some unknown. He's quite famous. There's been many interviews. Binance actually wrote about him and wrote about Aurum themselves. You'll find an article about that. What else did I note? Yes, I noticed that Forbes had been writing very positively about them. I think they wrote about them twice. And Forbes is a very reputable media company. They say that Aurum is providing institutional grade trading, and that doesn't surprise me. Coming from, obviously, Morgan Stanley, the banking industry, and also from Binance, you would expect a high-level institutional grade trade available. And I think that's what we're going to experience on this new exchange that they've launched in beta test, which is quite interesting. So with that said, that was all positive. And then I found out that they had the deal already done. Some companies talk about doing these things. These guys have it in place before we even launch. And here we go with the Visa and Aurum card. They've also done a deal on the MasterCard rails. This is the Visa version. They have one version that will require KYC. This particular version doesn't. So we don't need your name, your passport, your utility bill, your driving license. You can load cryptocurrency onto this from any platform. You can onboard from, let's say you had some money on, I don't know, Binance or Coinbase or Kraken or Exodus or some of the decentralized ones, Trust Wallet, MetaMask. You can bring your cryptocurrency into your Aurum account and send it straight onto the card. So you don't need to find an exchanger. You don't need to go and find somebody to cash out. We already have this in place and working around the world. So that was great credibility because obviously the issuing bank needs to know who's Aurum, who are the directors, who's the CEO, what about last year's accounts? Can we see that? What about the licensing? So obviously the due diligence done by the issuing bank before they would partner up with Aurum, that would give somebody like ourselves a little bit of confidence knowing, this looks very good. And then we learned that Bryan Benson was one of the key speakers at the largest blockchain summit this year in Singapore. At the very beginning of October, Bryan, alongside his friend Richard, remember I said Richard and Bryan worked in Binance. When CZ left Binance, Richard got the CEO job in Binance, and Bryan came over here to run Aurum Exchange. So great credibility, and we're delighted to see a company that's not afraid to expose itself, a company that's out there. Bryan was speaking at the convention. They had a stand, or what you call a booth, at the convention, and they were looking for liquidity providers, which they've now got in place. And obviously, since that, they've already launched the exchange. They're also building out a whole ecosystem with these point-of-sale terminals. This is going to be very important for businesses and merchants around the world to accept not just the fiat currency in their country, but this will allow shops and businesses to accept cryptocurrency for payments with this device. They're also developing an ATM machine, and it's a two-way ATM machine. What does that mean? Well, that means you can put crypto in and take out cash. Crypto in, cash out. So how do you put crypto in a machine? Well, you pull up the menu. You say deposit, say $200 of USDT. You create a QR code on your app for $200. You let the machine scan it, and the machine pays out the 200 cash to you. So crypto in, cash out. The other thing you can do is the opposite. You can take your cash and place it into the machine, feed it into the machine. Let's say you want to turn $80 into crypto. You put in $80. Up on the screen comes $80. Convert to Bitcoin, convert to USDT, convert to Ethereum. Let's go with USDT. Boom. And then it'll say, present your wallet, and it'll take the cash and put crypto onto your device. So that's part of the development that's going on in the background. The exchange, which just says a public beta test, not private. We can all go on and check this out. I made a deposit yesterday. It worked perfectly in seconds, but I've done nothing else. I haven't had time with my schedule, with my diary. I just hadn't had time to explore this. But this is an important ingredient for the whole ecosystem. I'm sure eventually we'll be able to go on here and order the cards off this. We'll be able to do copy trading, API. We'll be able to do our swaps or conversions. And then in the future, we'll be able to do SWIFT payments, bank payments into the exchange to get your crypto. And I'm very excited about what they're developing here. So it says fast and safe place, marketplace. It's already up and running. And guess what? They have this product on it called liquidity staking. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you had a little bit of Bitcoin or a bit of Ethereum or XRP just sitting in your wallet doing nothing, over at this exchange, you can put it into a staking product. Now, staking is very popular, but a lot of the staking platforms I've seen, I think the maximum I saw was like 8%. And I can't remember what that was for. And I think it was on Exodus. But you can stake your cryptos there while you're not using them. You can make a little bit of money with them, but you're not gambling. You're not trading them. You're not exposing them. You're parking it up. And what this exchange does, it allows you to get between 17 and 20% a year. 17 and 20% a year. Now, that's called an annual yield of between 17 and 20%. Do you know what that does, guys? That beats the bank. You'd be very lucky to get 1, 2, or 3% in a bank. This is 17 to 20% for staking. It beats property or real estate. If you bought a property, you probably wouldn't make 10% in a year. If you bought gold, you wouldn't make 10% in a year. If you bought art, you wouldn't make 10% in a year. Any of these asset classes, you might get 10% in some of those products. But here, 17 to 20%, this will be insane when it hits the business community because you're not trading it. And whilst many of us want better returns than this, guys, that's a very cool product, I can tell you. I actually think it's up and running now. I'm not too sure. I'll test that out later. But if it's not up now, it's coming. That's a great product. Great starting point for your customers. Two great starting points is the card and or the liquidity staking pools. Now, let's hear from Bryan Benson himself.
I think if I have to sum it up in one word, it's ecosystem. At Aurum, we're building an ecosystem, and we're really trying to focus on getting this thing to a unicorn status. And what I like to say is we want to create 1,000 millionaires. And so if we can do that, then that will be $1 billion business. That will be a unicorn, and we'll be very excited if we can accomplish that. And we're well on our way to that. So,
is that some lofty goal to create 1,000 millionaires? You see, Bryan Benson saw more than 1,000 people becoming million and multi-millionaires over in Binance. He told me himself he saw these kids with, he called them kids, with these big, thick computers. They were gaming computers and for playing games on, and they were using the processors to mine Bitcoin away back in the day. And these kids were putting the Bitcoin onto the exchange of Binance. They were learning how to trade. He saw so many people creating wealth with that system that he wants to create 1,000 millionaires here in Aurum. When he was in Binance and that was happening, he was only an employee. You have to think about that. He was a director. But over here now, he's one of the big stakeholders in this exchange. And also, he's the CEO, the chief executive officer. So it's great to have a visionary leader, whether it's an Elon Musk or a Bill Gates, whatever you call visionary leadership. For a gentleman that wants to do it again, for a gentleman that wants to create 1,000 millionaires, maybe he can lead you to your success. I don't know. But certainly, I know his products are very capable of helping each and every one of us. Here's the bad news, guys. This is not going to be for free. This is going to charge you $20, $19.99 US dollars for the whole year. Not a month, but the whole year. It's going to cost you 4 cups of coffee. Now, let's analyze this. This offers you an international fintech business for $20. You don't need any staff. You don't have to deal with any customer support. You don't need to develop any products. You don't need to get insurance. There are no deliveries. You've got a very lean money-making machine for $20. And this $20 allows you to avail of their products inside the ecosystem. So you can pop in there and use one of their trading bots. You can go over and try another product in arbitrage, or they have a variety of products. Now, I haven't tried them all myself. I've tried 3 or 4 of them, and I'd like to share those with you. So it's $20. There's no freebies, and let's. Actually, I've got no objection to this. I thought more and more people would object to this, but absolutely not. It's working very, very well. I think I'm the only person objected to it. I thought it wasn't a great idea, but Bryan Benson told me he's not changing it because he knows it's a great idea, and he's following another company that have done the exact same model about 70 years ago. They started something like this. Not in fintech, a product-based company, and they charge $35 for the year, and they pay out nothing. So nobody gets paid, guys. You can't be incentivized to recruit people. That's a no-no in some regions of the world. If I was going to get paid for incentivizing you to join, that could be a big flag, a big red flag, a big no-no. So these guys are saying, nope, if you introduce somebody to this and they register, you're not getting a penny. But if that customer goes on and decides to use one of our products, then you are entitled to a commission. So it's all about customer usage, about product usage. That's where you get paid. You will not get paid for recruitment. And that's, he wanted to make that very, very clear to me. So that said, let's roll on. The favorite product that I have is the EXI bot. Now, it's been running for over 2 years. It started either January or February of 2023. Since it started, it hasn't, well, the worst month it's ever achieved was 9%, 9.3 actually. And the best month it ever did was 23 point something percent. So it's not one of these crazy things that doubles your money and, there's stuff out there that could do that nonsense, but it's kind of a more controlled, reserved. There's a different risk management around what's called institutional grade trading. In the wild, wild west, traders there can blow your accounts and do silly stuff. But since the inception of this bot, it's done over 500%. It says there's about $43 million trading. That was in the middle of October. On the 1st of November, there was 47 million. So I would say now it's getting close to about $50 million trading in this particular bot. Now, they have 7 of these bots, by the way. I'm only showing you one right now. And that's where the 50 million is in this single bot. I don't know what's in the others. Now, of course, when these robots are trading, it's AI. AI is very, very clever stuff today. It's changing the world. It's changing careers. It's changing jobs. It's changing countries. It's changing industries, including the financial industry. 80% of the banks and the big companies like BlackRock are using this. They're already using it, and they have been using it. They just didn't let the public have access to it. Now that we've got a chance, as this company makes on average 17.5% a month, that's an average, that's not fixed. The customers will get a reward dependent on their deposit. So think about this like a bank. This is a neo bank. This neo means new. This is a new style digital bank. So you open an account, you make a deposit, and let's say you put $104 into the account. That would fall into the first category. Or if you put in $119, it would go in there, or $206, it would go in there. Anything between these two frames gets you about 10% a month. It's very good, very, very good. Now, for customers that could do more than that, let's say you were able to do $444. Well, you can see that will fall into the second category. Or maybe you did $702. That'll fall into the second category as well. You guys will get about 11%. And the bigger deposit, let's say you did $1,100, you're going to be at 12%, etc., etc. So the reward you receive is determined by the deposit you do. Now, there's two ways to increase your rewards. The first way is you can trade your way up. Let's say you put in $210 to test this, and you came back next week and there was $256. Well, you would automatically have moved up because you've traded your way up. Okay, you can trade your way up. And by the way, you don't do the trading. It's all done by the AI. You've nothing to do there. So there's a little button you can turn on, and that allows it to compound. And if you do that, you can trade your way up to a higher percentage. Now, the other way you could do it is, you know, the way sometimes, I mean, a lot of people don't have a lot of money, and there's times money's tight, and maybe you could only do a little bit this month. But at the end of the month, you get your paycheck again. You go, you know what? I'm going to top up my account. So let's say you did $200 this month, and then next month you added another 100. You can top your way up to a higher percentage. So that's the two ways you can do it. But here's the good news, guys. You can take out your profit any day you want. And here's the other good news. The withdrawal fees are 1% plus $1. Now, I've already told you there are 7 bots. This is just one. It's got certain parameters, but there are 6 other bots that we can show you as well, which have a whole different set of parameters. And it's very, very, very exciting. I'd like to show you 1 or 2 accounts. Now, this is not provided to us by the company. This is actually a customer account that's prepared to share their account. This account was funded on the 17th of April this year. Can you see on the bottom left, 17th of April? And we're looking at a screenshot here on the 17th of September. So that represents 5 full months data. And in those 5 months, this account, which was started with $500, is now sitting at $882. So the profit portion is only $382. The profit's not $882. There was a $500 deposit, and now the account is sitting with a balance of $882. So the profit element is $382. Ask yourself this: is that good? Is earning $382 in a 5-month period good on a $500 account? Some people say, no, it's not that good. Well, it's sensational. And I'll tell you why. To work out the percentage profit, how you do it is you actually take the profit element, the 382, and you put it over the deposit, which was the 500. You divide the 500 into the 382, you multiply by 100%, and there's your result on the screen. 76% in 5 months. Is that good? You can bet your bottom dollar it's good. Imagine you bought a property, I don't know where you live, but let's say you bought a property near where you live for $100,000 as an example on the 17th of April this year, 100,000. And on the 17th of September, 5 months later, you sold it for $176,400. You made $76,000 in 5 months. Is that good? That is good, isn't it? So it's the same. It's just a different amount. So obviously, the more you can produce into the account, the better results you're going to get. You're going to get good results, but it's all relative. I think 76% in 5 months is excellent. In fact, this account today is over $1,000, but at that point on the 17th of September, it was 76%. Very, very good. Now, for those of you that know larger type account customers, this account here we're looking at now is a different account. This one was started on the 10th of April, the week actually before that one, and it was funded with $10,000, 10,000 USDT. If we look at under the red arrow here on the right-hand side, you'll note that this is the 16th of May we're looking at. So from the 10th of April to the 16th of May, let's take a summary here. From the 10th of April to the 16th of May is 1 day short of 5 weeks. It's a 5-week account. Account ending in 1972 on the 10th of April, 10,000 deposit. 5 weeks later, is sitting with $12,360, 23%. After 10 weeks, the same account ending in 1972 has $15,500. It's made $5,500 in 10 weeks. That's $550 a week. Imagine you could get an extra $550 a week without going to work, without you working. This is passive. You don't have to get any customers. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to attend a Zoom to make this money. This is passive. After 3 months, the account jumped to 17,500. And after 4 months, the account doubled. The 10,000 is now sitting at 20, just slightly over $20,000. Now, that was the 10th of August. Where do you think that is today? It's taken 4 months to double. Where do you think it is today? Let's take a look. On the 5th of November, which I believe was yesterday, this account ending in 1972 is sitting at $33,000. The profit element is 23,000 in 6 months. 23,000. The other account I showed you, the $500 account, is the one above it. That went to 882. It's now sitting at over $1,000. And then you can see there's a couple of other accounts. Now, there is a little button I want to talk about. You see this little button over here? It's a white button inside a green slider. When you open your account, it's like this one, the third one up. It's off, and the company will not turn it on. This is your prerogative. This is your obligation if you want to do it. You don't have to. If you want cash flow, you want profit every day, and you want to withdraw it, you can. So don't reinvest. That would be my advice. If you need money coming into the house every day or every week, don't reinvest it. Let the money come, because when this is off, you get the profit to your wallet every day. If you want to compound it, let's say you wanted to tie the money up for 12 months and start creating wealth. If you slide this on, the profit that you make today stays inside Binance with the original deposit. And it works together, profit and principal working together. This is the concept of compounding. That's why this account has done particularly well. So in this case, there are 3 accounts compounding, and there's 1 account not compounding, which means the profit every day goes to the wallet to withdraw. Now, look at the date on the 3rd account, the 22nd of September, about a month ago. Look how much that account has made, 4,900, 5,000 in about 5 weeks. And that just, you withdraw that because it's not turned on. If that was turned on, then the 49 would add to the 23, and that would be making you even more money. So I hope you understand that. I'm not here to give you advice what to do or not to do. It's your money, it's your account, it's your decision. As my father says, you're big enough, old enough, and ugly enough to make your own decisions. But you can see here, guys, it's a great product. This is probably my favorite. Yeah, I gotta say it's my favorite. Now, they do have 6 other bots, but you're going to find these over on Telegram. And one's called the Pro bot, and the other one's called the Zeus bot. Let's have a look at the Zeus bot. So you go to Telegram, you type Aurum Neobank, you open up the app, you log in. This is where you get the Visa card if you want one, but we're here to talk about the bot at this point. And the bot we're going to look at now is the Bitcoin versus dollar. So there are 6 bots over here. One is specifically only for Bitcoin and dollar. The other one is for Ethereum and against the dollar. The other one is for Doge. The other one's for Pepe. The other one's for BNB. And then they have a USDT Litecoin bot as well. So we're looking at the Bitcoin one. Now, this account was deposited on the 31st of May this year with 0.7 Bitcoin. May, June, July, August, September, October, 5 months. So on the 31st of May, 5 months ago, 0.7 was added to this account. It went from 0.7 to 0.71, 0.74, 0.79, and you can see it on the screen there, 0.81. But it didn't end there. It continued to trade. It does about 5 or 6 different trades a day. It went up to 0.82. It continued on its way up to 0.84. It jumped up to 0.88. Many of you were following this account back then. It went to 0.91. It went to 0.93, 96, 99. and now it's a full Bitcoin. Imagine taking 0.7 of a Bitcoin and bringing it all the way to a full Bitcoin. That's what the account is there to achieve. It's already achieved it. Incredible. I don't know what, I think that's over $30,000 without learning how to trade, without, going to work. I mean, this makes you money when you're at work. This makes you money when you're sleeping in bed. This makes you money when you're having your dinner. This makes you money when you're going on holidays. This makes you money when you're driving your car and you don't have to trade. The AI does it. So if you like any of these products, do get back to the person that shared the link. Try it out for $100. You don't have to put in 0.7 Bitcoin. Try it out for $100. Here's a customer put in a full Bitcoin to start with. Here's another one put in 2.75. But do you think it's 2.75 now? Not a chance. It went up to 2.81 and then it went up to 2.9. That customer wants to bring 2.75 Bitcoin all the way to 5 Bitcoins. Isn't that incredible? So the big guys are here too. It's not just the little guys. The big guys have accounts over here as well. And the last product I want to talk about on this call is our card, our Visa card. Now, there's a MasterCard version and a Visa card version. One requires KYC, one doesn't. So we have choices for customers. They have different limits, et cetera, et cetera. But the good news is you can upload your profit from the bot. So let's say you made $100 this week and you wanted to take it out. What do? You press top up card, $100 send. Within 10 to 30 minutes, you'll find your card's topped up with the money that the trading bot has done. So you can remove it to a Visa card and now you can spend it anywhere in the world where Visa and MasterCard are accepted. If you're involved in our affiliate program, let's say you made $100 over there, you can put that on the card as well. That's one option. Now, you don't need a card. You don't have to have the card. You can take it to any wallet if you wish, but I think it's a lovely product that allows you to spend your cryptocurrency. As I said, no KYC. We don't need to know your name, your passport, your utility bill, your driver license. That's not required. You can top up this card from anywhere. So let's say you had some money on Binance or some money on MetaMask or Kraken or OKX or Coinbase, or it doesn't matter where you have the money. If you import it, you can import it into your Aurum account. You don't need to trade it. You can just send it straight up onto the card, which is brilliant, which means you don't need to go and find an exchange. You don't need to do this, that. Makes life very, very easy. Also, you don't need the physical card because it works with your phone. You can have a virtual card through Google Pay and Google App. That's already there as well. I have to tell you that the company doesn't launch to the 17th of January 2026. We are in this pre-launch phase. We are in the pioneering phase. So this is where they iron out the wrinkles. This is where they stress test the system. This is where they check their providers, check the withdrawals. This is where they stress test the platform. Last week we had a big upgrade there because there were so many users. So please be mindful that we're in this pioneering phase. But I'm really, really looking forward to a very successful launch coming up in January. But that doesn't mean we can't get started today. It's like getting into Bitcoin when it was 10 cents and not $500, you know. It's the pre-launch. They're also going to develop a cashback program. Some merchants will offer our clients 1%, 2%, or 3% on purchases. Other clients with bigger margin on their products might be able to give us up to 10%. So that's going to encourage our customers to use the Aurum card. And we're also going to build in some loyalty programs. So that's working on in the background, as is many other. For some of you want to know what does the card cost, they start at $33 with no monthly fees. A one-time $33. We've ones at $66, $99. They've all different limits and transaction fees, but no monthly fees on any of them. And my favorite is the big guy because the big guy's the best guy. No KYC, lowest loading fees, most commission, and you can put up to $100,000 a month onto the card, spending cryptocurrency in a predominantly fiat world. Let me show you the card working. This is the second transaction ever conducted in the UK with one of these cards. What do you notice? What do you notice? No name on the card. Take it away, John.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
Thank you.
So John stopped the bot. He moved some profit up onto the card. The wife sent him down to get some milk for the house. He took out his cryptocurrency card. He tapped it on the machine and he walked out of the shop with milk. Now, here's another one. We're now talking about an ATM withdrawal. Again, this is cryptocurrency. coming out of the ATM machines all over the world. Have a look at this. Okay, in goes the Aurum card. Balance. Okay, so there's 5,720 on the thing. Let's do a transaction. Let's take out cash in the machine. Let's do that other. Maximum 800. Correct. So the fee is $3.99. Accept and proceed. Half of 1%. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And that's our presentation over tonight. So what did we do tonight? We started off checking out who's behind the company, who's the CEO. We found out there's Bryan Benson from Binance, the director over there. We did a Google search, found him all over Google, which was fantastic. We listened to him actually in a short interview. What else did we do? We saw that Forbes had been writing positively about it. We saw that he was one of the main speakers at the biggest blockchain summit just last month in Singapore, where there were 25,000 people showed up. What else did we find out? We saw that they've launched an exchange. We showed you some of their AI products working, fantastic. We saw that $500 moving to $882. It's now $1,000. We also saw the $10,000 account doubling in just 4 months, but now it's $33,000. And we saw the card operating with Visa, and the relationship with the issuing bank gives me a fair good feeling about the project. So if you like what you see, I mean, by all means, get back to the person that shared this link with you, get your very valid questions answered. And if you can get your account funded tonight or before midnight, you could be receiving your first profits as soon as tomorrow. The good news is that every single person that's ever opened and funded an account and turned on the bot has made money every single day. There's not one customer hasn't got paid. We have approximately between 18 and 20,000 customers around the world at this stage. Very early days. Timing is excellent, guys, because we don't launch until January next year. It gives you a chance to get in early, to build your foundations, and have a successful launch come January in Dubai. There is a qualification if you'd like to attend that event. The person that invited you here tonight will show you how to do that. They'll look after your flights. Well, they'll give you a contribution to your flights. What else will they do? They'll pay for your hotel, your food, your drinks, your entertainment. The whole package is covered if you bring a certain amount of volume. So if that's something you fancy, I look forward to meeting you over there. What else can I tell you? We do have an affiliate program. So if any of you'd like to sit on for that, there's no obligation to be involved in the affiliate program. That's entirely optional. I know that Binance had an affiliate program. Bryan Benson told me, he says, he thinks that customers are only getting $5 for registering a customer. So over here, it's a little bit similar. We only give $3 at the moment if you put in $100, but if you put in $1,000, we give you $30. So it's kind of a little bit better than Binance's one. What else? Amazon have an affiliate program. Apple have an affiliate program. They all have affiliate programs. And Aurum's is quite special because it's not one of these multi-level things. You know the way you can get these 7-level things or 10-level? It's nothing like that nonsense. This is a volume-based affiliate program. And we have this ranking structure. So you can go up certain ranks. It's like your own job or your own career. You might start as a supervisor, and then you get promoted to a manager, and then a year and a half later, you become an area manager, and then maybe you become a director. Do you know the way businesses have these kind of ranks? Well, Aurum have that same idea. They have 15 different ranks, but everybody starts as a Nova. And what that means is if somebody registers with your referral link, and by the way, guys, this doesn't cost anything. This is optional. You have this when you have an account with Aurum. You have a referral link, and it's up to you whether you want to use it or even if you don't use it. So that's up to you. But if somebody registered to this with your account, you would get 3% every time they made a deposit. So if somebody put in $100, you get $3. But if they put in 1,000, you get 30. Or if they put in 10,000, you get 300. So it's 3% off the deposit. And every time they deposit, you get it again and again and again. So I think Binance's only pay you once, as far as I remember. I'm not too sure. But this is better. I think it pays you all the time. Now, there is one rule, and it's this. You have to have $100 in the account yourself, because Bryan Benson doesn't want you promoting any of his products and any of his services unless you're already a happy existing customer. Okay, does that make sense? Now, if you want a pay rise, and everybody loves a pay rise, what you got to do is you got to make your way to Voyager. Now, that means you get 5% instead of 3%. It's a pay rise. So 5% is better than 3%, isn't it? So to get 5%, what you need to do is you need to have a total customer trading volume. That's your customers and theirs and theirs and theirs. Doesn't matter. There's no levels. It's volume. When you have $7,500 of total team trading in the EXI bot, you get promoted and you get 5% on all deposits instead of 3%. Okay, it's a pay rise. The good news is you get your money back as well. So in this example, you started with $100, so the company gives you back the $100 as well. Now, your $100 is still there trading, but you also get another $100 bonus. And you can do what you want. You can withdraw that $100 to any wallet. You can add it to your card if you've got one and go spend it. You can add it to the bot and trade it, or you can let it sit there and do nothing. Okay? And what else? You get another 5%, but you get this 5% every day. That 5% comes with the deposit, but this 5% comes every day on the profits. So here's what I like about this. Imagine you tried $100 and one of your customers tried the Zeus bot and put in some Bitcoin. So you don't have any Bitcoin, but they do. So they put in Bitcoin and they start making money every day. The company will send you 5% of what they make in Bitcoin. Now, it doesn't come off your customer. It comes from the company. They'll send 5% in Bitcoin to you. You never had Bitcoin. Or maybe you have a different customer tries Ethereum. They put in some Ethereum. They're making money. You get 5% every day, every single day. And on their customers and their customers, it doesn't matter to infinity levels as long as there's no other Voyagers on that line. So it's a really, really good bonus. But if you want more than that, you need to go Vanguard. And Vanguard just requires 25,000 in total team sales. That could be 2 customers or 5 customers or, or could be lots of customers. It doesn't matter. It's all of the customers, your customers, their customers, their customers, their customers, total group sales, or what we call team volume. And now you get 7% on deposits. And what happens? One of your customers gets a customer, they get the 3, you get the difference. You're quoted for 7%. Your customer brings a customer who you don't know. They get 3% because they're novas, but you get the difference. You get 4% on their customers and 7% on your own customers. So if you bring a customer at 7, but one of your customers brings a customer at 4. Isn't that cool? Now, you also get 500 cash bonus this time, and your daily profits is increased to 7.5% every day on the team trading. Ladies and gentlemen, if you understood those first 3 ranks, you've understood our comp plan. It's just the same thing with more volume. You get bigger percentages, bigger bonuses. It's insane. There's 7 of the ranks. There are 8 more on the second page. Look at this. $20,000 for Elite, $50,000 for Magnet. We have a gentleman on this call did that inside 4 months. He went Magnet. He got himself a $50,000 bonus. But guess what he did last week? Yep, the same guy went Mythos. He's from Dubai. He went Mythos inside 6 months from starting, and he got himself a $100,000 bonus just last week. So, and of course, we heard Bryan Benson talking about creating 1,000 millionaires. Well, that gentleman has 2 more ranks to go. He goes Legend, Dominion. He's a millionaire. Why? Because the company gave you $500,000 cash bonus on reaching the rank of Dominion. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to write for it. You don't have to wait for it. By smart contract, it is automatically assigned to your account for withdrawal. Incredible. On top of that $500,000, you would have previously received the 150, the 100, the 50, and the 20. There's $820,000. Never mind the first page we looked at. Never mind these bonuses. Never mind these bonuses. Never mind the shareholder bonus. I would say you're a millionaire when you reach Dominion. And if somebody else can do it, there's no reason why you can't do it. We are all equal. We've all got 24 hours in a day. We all have Bryan Benson as our CEO. We all have the same compensation plan. We all have the same products. There's no difference. The difference is sitting on your seat. You're the difference. It's your decision. People ask about withdrawals. How do they work? Here's my answer. Very well. They work very well. You can withdraw every day. Every day. No problem with that. Here's a count here on the 19th of April. They withdrew 0.1 Bitcoin, $10,000 or $11,000. 8 days later, is that 8 days? Yeah, 8 days later, on the 27th of April, you can see over there, they withdrew $500 USDT. A whole month later, so that's the 27th of April. The next one is the 27th of May. They took out $5,000. 2 days after they took out 5,000, they took out 4,500. And then 18 days after that, they took out 10,000. That's just a snapshot of some of the withdrawals. It's all coded with your wallet address, with the transaction hash ID. You can grab these hash IDs, bring them to Block Explorer, trace them back to the exchange. It's all been done. It's incredible. So with that said, please get back to the person that shared this link with you. They thought of you. They said, you know what? I think this will suit A, B, or C. And I want to thank you for taking this time to listen. You know, why don't you ring them up and just say, hey, get me started. I'm ready to go. Or if you're not ready to go, say, well, listen, it's not for me, but I want to thank you for the invitation. I enjoyed that. And I wish you every success. And keep in touch with us, coming back and see us next week, next month, even next year when we launch, if it's not for you right now. But with that said, we've wrapped it all up there in about 50 minutes. We've watched 3 or 4 videos. We've watched the ATM video with the Bryan Benson video. We watched the card video. And we had a video at the very start of our presentation, which took at least 6 minutes. You know, so we probably did that in 40 minutes. And we did the compensation plan all wrapped up in one go. So with that said, thank you again. By the way, if you don't ring the person who invited you here, I would hope that the person who invited you here would ring you in the next 5 minutes. And they've one question to ask you. They're only going to ask you one question. They're going to say, have you decided which bot you'd like to try and how much you'd like to put into it? That's all they're going to ask you. All right. They're not going to ask you, well, what did you think? Okay. So anyway, thanks for that, guys. We'll see you again Sunday night, same time, same link. We're doing training. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we run through the presentations again. Thanks, and have a great rest of your evening, rest of your week. And I wish you every success in whatever decision you come up with. Thank you so much, and good night. Bye-bye.